Seen here is a sad fleeting flock of Macintosh apples strewn about the ground as though cosplaying as Allied troops on the beaches of Normandy. The Macintosh never gets any respect, you see. Ignored by many, appreciated by few, despite being the backbone of the Apple's Teamsters Union. Hell, the backbone of America, damn it. Downtrodden, forgotten, neglected and beat down by society, left out to rot in the street like whores. God damn it, I love the Macintosh. Seen here, right above me, to my right shoulder, as you could see, here lies the fallen corpse of one Dan Mooney, the finest varsity athlete the state of Iowa had ever seen. He was a small-town boy from Iowa, dim-witted, played varsity football, best basketball player the state of Iowa had ever seen, passed through their school system. That is, of course, until they broke the color barrier. Not for decades. Seen here lying with his fallen platoon. Flash forward to current day. Seen here before you is this young man from Florida visiting their mass grave in Europe for the first time in his life. He's so riled up he could barely keep himself together. He's not sure what exactly, but the experience is conjuring up something inside him. The experience of being stood over the bodies of so many fallen American heroes. But the only thing he can muster up is some vague takeaway about how this is all the fault of Venezuelan migrants. God damn it, I love the Macintosh. And I love the fall. Happy fall. Hope it's a fruitful season for you all. It's election season. Things might get ugly, but go out and pick some apples. The Macintosh needs your love. I'm Sam Adamo, and this is the Bordello. All right, folks, if you weren't thrown off by a couple of minutes of prose to start off this first autumnal pod of the season, toss a like on the video and hit subscribe. It helps us. I did go apple picking the other day. I apple picked yesterday. It's an annual thing I do with my girlfriend's family, and I feel like I'm in hell every time I do it because it's at 9 in the morning on a Sunday in the boonies, and I don't particularly like waking up early on Sundays. I work late on Saturdays. Was at a show till like 1 a.m., so wasn't on much sleep, but I couldn't help but notice how the Honeycrisp apple is the Honeycrisp apple. Let's be honest. Listen, the Honeycrisp apple is the best of the apples. It's better. It's tastier than the Macintosh, but there's something endearing about the Macintosh. There's a bunch of them strewn about the ground, under the trees, just getting stepped on, mostly by me, because it is satisfying to step on apples and watch them explode and have the women there say you're immature. It is fun to do that. Hell, I even like to take an apple and just take a bite out of it and throw it on the ground. And then when the ladies I'm there with say that's not nice, I say, oh, fuck it, capitalism. You know, that's what I just say. I say, oh, it's fucking. You know what I call this? I call it capitalism. Fucking throw it down. Because they're not all going to get eaten anyway. We have an abundance of everything, right? I mean, even apples, even shit that we should be buying, even the stuff that we're supposed to get from the third world, fruits we have in abundance. It's actually one of the things we have like in the most abundance of, I think, over here in this part of the world. At least it feels that way around this time of year. Everyone goes apple picking in Canada in the Northeast, and we did it. And you know, everyone wants Honeycrisp apples for their fucking pies and their cakes and so on. But I again, they are better. You know what it is? When you have a bite of a Honeycrisp, it kind of just opens up the world. It really is like when you let black players start playing football. And that's kind of what it is. It's like when you let black players start playing. It's like when you start, enabling mixed race varsity high school teams. after that point, there's no going back. Like, I grew up liking the Macintosh apple. My father read a book to me about the Macintosh. I think there was a horse named Macintosh in a book that my father read to me when I was a kid, and I loved that book. And the horse loved eating Macintosh apples. And there was actually a petting zoo nearby. There was a farm with horses in it. And I fed one of the horses a Macintosh apple. I think they like them, but I think it's because they don't know any better. It's because they don't know about Honeycrisp apples. Honeycrisp apples, are the ones that everyone kind of wants. It's the pearl jewel of the apple, and the Honeycrisp it gets all the fame and fortune and the plaudits, and the Macintosh doesn't get any respect. It doesn't get the appreciation it deserves. It's a hardworking man. The Macintosh fucking works to put food on the table, and he's got a mortgage, and his dick isn't as big, and he doesn't run as fast, but And the Honeycrisp comes in, just fucking genetically enhanced, whatever. It just, blows people's minds. And they're like, oh, no, give me more of this. I want a whole pie of this. I want a whole team of this. Fuck those, those Macintosh, those hardworking union member Macintosh white boys from the middle of the country. Fuck them. I mean, but, there's some value to them, too. Yeah, it was a fun experience in the country with a group of 30 WOPs. 30 WOPs. Was with my girlfriend's family and friends of theirs, and after we picked most of our apples, we noticed that her cousins and her aunt and uncle, just from another branch of family, were pulling into the parking area. So everyone kind of from our group goes over to these other family members that are pulling in, and we're like, oh my God, how you doing? What's going on? Holy fuck. What can you believe that we're all here at the same time? And we're just creating a fucking, we're just creating a bottleneck of, we're gridlocking this residential country road, They're not used to it over there, right? It's the fucking country. If there's 3-4 fucking cars parked, on their main street, it's a big deal. They're like, oh, no, this is not good. We got to keep it moving. There's never any traffic in the country. And there's people that want to turn into the parking area, and we're all just holding them up because my girlfriend's aunt and uncle and cousins are in this car, and we're all just swarmed around them. And some French-Canadian teenagers trying to, some usher they have, like, telling people where to park on the grass. He's coming over to us, trying to break us up, and he's like, all right, talk later. And I couldn't help but think that this is literally probably like how there are probably like locals in Quebec. There are probably like French Canadian people that are like, there's too many fucking immigrants. Look at them. They won't shut up. You see, there's too many immigrants in this fucking province. We really got to import all these fucking foreigners from Europe and shit. All these Mediterranean greaseballs. And in that moment I got it. I was like, they probably got a point. Like we're really not doing, we're not really doing a whole lot to dispel of the idea that, we're loud and we talk a lot and we, are annoying and we don't get the culture here and we're just speaking in fucking English, Italian. These fucking French guys are like, just stop, you're causing chaos. That was yesterday in the country. I had the pleasure of taking a shit in the barn next to my mother-in-law. I walked in to take a dump after eating a picnic lunch in the barn next to where the horses were. There was actually a goat that was trying to ram. I was taking notes on my phone, like out loud. I was using Siri, and I wouldn't shut up. I just kept talking about all my observations from the day. In part to fucking, I might have been writing prose, honestly, in the bathroom. And I think one of the goats or a sheep in like the fucking barn kept, I guess he probably heard me not shutting up, and he kept trying to ram his head against the wall. And I felt the sheep, I felt the wall kind of caving in to my immediate left. And as I walked in, because I'm talking on my phone, my mother-in-law, I guess, was in the bathroom as well. I didn't even know there was another stall. I thought there was only one bathroom in this little enclave of the barn. So I walk in, sit down, start talking to my phone. Turns out the walls don't go all the way up to the ceiling, so the sound carries over these, what I thought was a private, room, but it's really just a big bathroom stall. And my mother-in-law goes, Sam, is that you in there? I'm like, yeah, and if you didn't say anything, I wouldn't have known that I was taking a shit next to you, but here we are, so thanks for that. It's not enough that I got chickens and sheep shitting next to me, now I got you, and I got to try to keep quiet. Just expunging my innards into after having an American style coffee into this fucking toilet, literally making it smell like horse shit. That was how bad of a dump it was. While my mother-in-law was just trying to tinkle, a couple of feet from me. We are going to talk about football. Don't worry. We're going to talk about all that. We're just, we're easing into it here. It's the fall. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the big game? You want to talk about the fucking derby? You want to talk about fucking Juve Napoli? Juventus' third 0-0 draw of the Serie A season? You want to talk about how Alessandro Buongiorno, the Napoli center back, looks a lot like Kim Min-jae, the Korean man who used to play at center back for them. As long as they have a vaguely, slant-eyed looking defender, they seem to be well organized in defense. That's my take on the Napoli Juve game. That's all I really have to say. I don't have a lot to really get to about that. Napoli look good. I like him. Foloruncho's playing again. He's back in the project. That's good to see. I don't hate him. I don't hate Napoli. I've accepted that Antonio Conte, Juve legend, former coach, won several titles with us. I've accepted that, he's a mercenary and he's kind of, he's going to get loved everywhere he goes now. If he comes back to Juve, even if he's at fucking, coaching Napoli or, some rival, he still gets applause, Am I gonna fucking fault his, am I gonna fault him for going where he gets paid? Yeah, I don't care, There's no loyalty. Fuck it, If I played for Roma, all my life, just because I grew up watching Juve, to say I wouldn't have an affinity with those people, it's silly, It's possible. People get divorced and have multiple wives and multiple relationships with multiple people that are, seemingly all meaningful. And it's the same thing with soccer. Stop being weird about it. Stop being, I don't know. Stop overthinking it. Stop overthinking it. This guy that used to coach my team is now coaching another team. Oh, the pain, fucking relax, bro. But so I do want to talk about this whole experience of going apple picking. And then just again, we're a group of 25 WOPs swarming a fucking SUV of other WOPs, and we're all crying because we haven't seen each other in so long. There's cars just piling up on the main street behind us. People can't turn into the parking lot. It's affecting the economy of this little local town where we're apple picking. The people that work at the orchard are freaking out. We are animals. We just are animals. It's people say it's endearing, we're passionate. No, we're animals. We're animalistic. We're we're not tactical. We're not cold like the Northern Europeans. We're just warm-blooded. I love you. What's going on? And everyone means well. Everyone means well overall, but it's just a lot of fucking it's a lot for a local person whose family's been in Quebec, since as long as Quebec has been around, to see these people that have been here for 50 years, okay, about a fourth of the time, a fourth is a weird way of wording it, about a quarter of the time, a fifth of the time that their family might have been in Quebec, to see these people that just don't quite get the culture, that kind of butcher their language, that don't really speak any language, they don't even speak English well, the language that they fucking think in their own head. All Italian immigrants in Montreal basically speak English in their own heads, okay? That's the language they've learned. Despite that, they don't speak it well. None of them can. We've discussed this on the pod at large. It's not the first time I've said this, but they don't speak well here. Italians in Montreal just don't speak English well generally, as a rule. That's been discussed at length on the pod, but it really is incredibly unique here. It's incredibly unique. Look, a lot of people, in the U.S. who are Italian immigrants get flack because their family migrated from Europe a long time ago, longer than people's families in Montreal and Toronto in particular in Canada have migrated from Europe right? The year that most people, of an Italian background in Canada, the year that most of their families have come over, usually in the 50s or the 60s, some in the 70s, in large part. In the U.S., it's the 1890s, the fucking 1900s, the 1910s, maybe the 20s. So there's just a gap there. Fine, no problem. A lot of Italian Americans get flack for it. A lot of Italian Canadians get flack for it as well. They catch the strays that are directed at them kind of in the same spirit as a lot of people crap on Italian Americans for being disconnected from Italy. And while it's true that a lot of people in Canada don't speak Italian that are of Italian backgrounds, just through a generational distance that's occurred, it's not the same. It's not as bad. Listen, listen, they're not as disconnected as the American Italians tend to be, okay? I'll give you an example. Mike Lucci, who's a friend of the show, who's been on a couple times, last came on during the Euro after the Spain game. If you go back to that episode and listen to him speak, he's a great guy. But if you listen to him speak, you'll understand what I mean, okay? I saw Mike posted a story the other day. He owns a cafe in the summer. Went once. They make great coffee. Don't remember where it is. I think it's called Le K. Cafe Le K. Literally the letter K. I think it's open in the fall. If you want to check it out, go. Fine. Feels like a thing I'm supposed to do when I bring someone up and make fun of the way he speaks. I'm not even making fun of the way he speaks. I'm just pointing out the way he speaks. I'll plug his business. There. Here's my point. Mike speaks the way he speaks, okay? I saw in his story the other day at the cafe he owns. He posted on the weekend a picture of him with like 6 blonde middle-aged women, and he captioned it, "The Housewives of Wisconsin." Now, what happened there was there are fucking 5 or 6 women on a girls' trip, okay? They're friends probably from Wisconsin who decided, let's go to Montreal, have a nice weekend. Fair, fine, no problem. Now, Lucci finds this so fascinating because he's never fucking met people from Wisconsin before, probably. He probably I think he likes college basketball, so he's like making connections, that are sport related. He's talking to them, he's charming them, and they're lovely, so he takes a picture with them because they enjoyed his cafe. Okay, great. Those ladies go out on their way. Now, what do you think they're telling each other? What do you think they're saying to each other, having just met this WOP, okay? This Italian guy, this Montreal Italian man. They're probably thinking, here's how I think that entire interaction went, okay? Ladies from Wisconsin go, "Hi, can I get a coffee?" "Yeah, I'll take care of you. Yeah, you girls, you want cookies or something?" "Not for nothing. We got the great cookies." So the way Mike speaks is a little different from how they speak. Now, if you're not familiar with how Italian people speak here, in Montreal in particular, and you heard people in Montreal speak English with that weird accent that they have, when you think that Italian people in North America speak like Italian Americans, okay? Like Paulie Walnuts. If you fucking, if you're from the States and you think that Italians in North America all speak like Tony Soprano, when you came to Montreal and heard Italians speak here, you would probably just think that this is a person that came to Montreal from Italy 15 years ago. You would think that this guy is speaking English as a second language, when in fact it's the language he's speaking in his own head. If he was to read a book, I'm not talking about Lucci specifically. I'm talking about some vague archetype of an Italian guy in Montreal. If that guy is to read a book in any language of his choosing, the one that he should read the fucking book in to have the best chance of understanding the language of the book is English, all right? These women from Wisconsin are probably leaving saying, he was a really charming Italian guy. I mean, he's indistinguishable from guys that we would meet that would try to fuck us on Vespas in Amalfi. That's probably how they think. Because the way that people speak here is so foreign to, the way that Italians speak in other parts of North America. And I don't even have a point there. I'm just pointing out a social phenomenon. And the reason I guess I'm bringing that up is because you imagine you got 25 WOPs at this apple orchard with a bunch of French Canadians that just want to, make an apple pie. And we've got a fucking army of people. We're fucking sitting down, picnics, coffee, people come in that we know, we're swarming them, Half the people are criminals, so they drive fucking, they drive ridiculously expensive SUVs and, talking about Formula One. Did you see what happened in the race this morning? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot for people to take in. Some might find it charming. If anyone finds it charming, it's probably because they just find Italian culture to be charming broadly. And it's a little more connected to what you would see in Italy. It's a little more, it's a little more familiar to a person maybe coming from Italy because the way they speak is very similar. Similar cadence. There hasn't been the same development of a way of speaking English up here like there has been down in the U.S. for some reason. For some odd reason. Italian Americans can't even learn Italian most of the time. Because their tongue is too weakened. They can't roll their R's, for instance, many of them. They can't, they don't understand you got to put two, a word like, pizza with 2 Z's, right? Anytime there's 2 letters in a row in Italian, you have to really put emphasis on that letter. Pizza, la pizza. Mozzarella. That little ella. Just that, okay? Whatever. Fucking, what's another word? Jesus, I'm drawing a blank now. Panzarella, okay? A lot of American Italians, Italian Americans, whatever the fuck you'd want to call it, would literally have a hard time saying ella. Just fucking dragging that on. Because for some reason, the way that people speak in the US, I don't know what it is, but when you learn English in the US, you just have an English-speaking brain. The Brits have the same thing most of the time. There are anomalies, but generally, if you have to learn a new language and you're from an English-speaking country like the United States or like Canada or like the United Kingdom, you're going to have a hell of a time. You're going to have a hell of a time learning another language. I would even argue that the Irish in Ireland would probably be more adept at learning a different language because they learn Gaelic in school. It's a useless language, but it gets their brains working. By useless, I mean it doesn't have any, there's no trade, there's no business, there's no value in learning it, for trade or commercial reasons, right? Except, in certain remote areas of that part of the world. It's more of a cultural thing. It's a fun thing to learn. But just by learning different languages, I think you open up a different pathway to your brain. But because, in the States, that doesn't really happen, except for like a few areas where they learn Spanish, although a lot of the time that's only in high school. Like, it's not taught as part of the curriculum in most elementary schools, even in like fucking Texas or New Mexico or California or Florida. I don't think. These people just don't ever speak any other languages. So, and I'm going to get to this in a sec. You'll understand what I'm fucking building up to here in a sec. But it's interesting how no Americans, even Italian Americans, can't speak Italian. Like, it's just fine. Like, they'll never be able to really like put on the right emphasis on the right syllables generally, unless they spend a fuckload of time in Italy. How's Gianluca Busio still not speak fucking Italian? The kid has like an Italian parent. It might have been an Italian-American situation where there wasn't a whole lot of knowledge of the language. I think his mom is black. His dad's this white Italian guy. Doesn't really speak Italian. He's been playing in Italy for fucking 4 years. It's very odd. The American, American. So I don't even mean to pick on him in particular, but just a thing I noticed is Americans that play football in Europe, American footballers have this weird thing where anywhere they go, anywhere they play, be it in Germany, France, Spain, England, Italy, the Netherlands, it feels like when I hear them speak English, they might have learned the language locally a little bit. They might have learned a little bit of it. But when I hear them speak English, I'm like, this guy's he's playing the wrong sport. There's something about it. I get why people have a hard time taking American footballers seriously because they just sound so stupid. They just sound like they sound like they're talking about baseball. These are the best American footballers on earth. Like Weston McKennie. I think he's from Texas. Plays for Juventus. Has for years. I don't know how much fucking Italian the guy speaks. Probably barely any. Gianluca Busio has been in Italy for years. Barely speaks Italian, if at all. I looked up an interview with him that Venezia did a couple of months ago. He does interviews in English. That's crazy. He might not be confident in his Italian. That's fine. I don't want to bully a person in particular. I don't give a fuck about that. It's not the point. It's very fascinating to me how American people, American English speakers can't seem to... They can't seem to fucking blend in anywhere they go. They just stick out. They just start talking. They just sound like loud blabbermouths looking for a Burger King. I get that that's, it's not a scintillating take there. But anytime Weston McKennie speaks, it's like, how's this guy playing for Juventus? How's this guy playing for Juventus and Mike Lucci's running a cafe in fucking, in Montreal? Like, Mike Lucci should be fucking playing soccer in Italy. You understand what I'm saying? Or running a cafe in Italy. I guess he's kind of fulfilling part of he's fulfilling a stereotype. He's running a cafe, so I guess that's kind of on brand. But just, I don't know, bro. Like, when I hear Weston McKennie speak, I feel like he should just be working at Geico. When I hear any American guy when I hear any American footballer speak, even if they're playing in Europe, they might I think Christian Pulisic might know some German. I think he played there for a little while. I still hear him speak and think, this guy should be working at Allstate. The guy should be working for a rent-a-car company. He should be working for fucking Enterprise. It's just a weird aura that I get from these American footballers. Well, Weston McKennie, by the way, has a cameo He created a Cameo page. What's the move there? What's the angle? Why do that? What's the point? Are they not paying you enough? No, they never do that, ever. Don't fucking get on Cameo. Don't get on Cameo if you're a pro footballer. I want to think that, I don't want to see what your house looks like. I want to think that you're drinking out of a gold chalice all the time. Let me pull this up here. There's an example, a sample message that Weston McKennie might give you or might make for you if you pay him enough on Cameo. Send him a message for $19.99. $19.99? How many people are fucking reaching out to this guy? Seriously, like who? Hang on. Nothing since 2022. Thanks, Weston. My son really loved the video. Super cool and quick response. Quick response? Why is he not in training? Why is he answering quickly? Why is he running a fucking side hustle where he gets paid $20 for a video? God damn, dude. This is Weston McKennie giving a pep talk. Hang on.
Hey, Alex. Just wanted to say thank you for your support. I appreciate it. And you got to work hard. You got to keep doing what you're doing right now. Listen to your dad for sure. Your parents know what's best for you at this moment. But maybe one day whenever you come out to Italy, could show you around Juventus and give you a personal jersey from me myself. Keep up the good work hard, believe in yourself, but most importantly, have fun. So see you soon.
Something about it just feels so weird and wrong and off. Like he's doing this for money. He's doing this for pay. And I get it. You get paid however you can. But it's like, I wouldn't have even had the thought to do this. I wouldn't even have had the thought to get on Cameo. I would have too much pride as a footballer. I'd be like, no, I'm not. My time is not for sale, you know? And I get it. These guys have a lot of fucking time to spare. But what's the fucking point? He's making kids happy. I mean, he'd do it for free at that point. It's for money. It's fine. But Jesus Christ, bro. I don't like the backgrounds here too. Look at this. Look at the intro video that he's got.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Wes. Sorry, I'm playing Call of Duty right now. But if you got any special birthdays or events coming up, you want me to be a part of it, let me know. I'll be there. Deuces.
He's got energy like he's some guy's uncle in Texas. I'm playing Call of Duty, but I'm right away, right there. It's just crazy, just a crazy state. I don't want my American footballers to rub in my fucking face. I don't want them to teabag me and just remind me they're American. It makes me feel icky. I don't know why. It makes me think of the Iraq War, especially when he's fucking saying, "Yeah, look, I'm playing COD." I don't want to see the inside of your house. I want to think you live in a castle. I don't want to see that you live in a fucking condo, bro. It looks nice. I still don't want to see it. I don't want to see that you live in a condo. I don't want to see that you live in a fucking flat. And I don't want you to advertise a side business where you say, yeah, I'll hook you up. Hit me a message. We'll work something out. It's like, ew, dude. Ew. Fucking, I don't know, man. Is anyone else on Cameo? Are there any other footballers on Cameo? Is Weston McKennie the only one? Footballers on Cameo. Stan Collymore, retired. That's fine. Gary Lineker, okay. All right, great. It's a category. Soccer. Let's see who's on. Fabrizio Romano, of course. Thiago Silva. How much to get a Thiago Silva? Okay, so Thiago Silva, you got to pay him $540 Canadian for a video. That makes sense. Fabrizio Romano, $200. John Terry, $330. Alexander Sinchenko, less than $200. Granit Xhaka, $150. Trevor Chalobah, $200. $200 a video. Have you no pride, man? I don't know. Is Ray Hudson, $200? Ray Hudson makes sense. He's a commentator. You could get something in character. Giorgio Chiellini, same thing. Why are footballers on Cameo? Why are footballers that are still active footballers fucking on Cameo? It's a weird look. I get that You know what it is? Here's what these guys are doing. No one's paying for these. Just no one is. They're creating profiles just in case. They're creating profiles in case anyone ever reaches out. And then it's easy money. Great. Okay, fine. I see why you would do it. But nobody's booking them. So they got the page up just in case anyone ever reaches out. They got the page up. But, no one's fucking probably booking it. Who books a cameo anyway? But anyway, the point is when it's up, right? When your page is up and people could fucking, book you. Even if you're not getting business, that page still has to be up. So it just kind of looks sad because now I know I could buy, Matt Letizier's time for $50. That just makes me sad. I don't want to think about a footballer, and I know money goes quick. I don't want to think about a footballer who made a lot of money in his career, fucking having to do anything in retirement that is as weird and shallow as this. It's a very odd thing to want to get as well. Is a message from a person, a message from another guy who doesn't know you. A personalized message from another guy. Like when it was if it's someone I know's birthday, I send them a really thought out text. I know that person. That feels like it's got a little value there. This fucking person doesn't know you. What's the fucking, I don't know, bro. So there's a bunch of them on Cameo. What do you know? Most of them are retired, to be fair. Yeah, that's a rule of mine. If you're on Cameo and you play for my team, we fucking no, actually no, it's just not allowed. In fact, Cameo appearances, we will call you. We pay you so much money that not only are you not allowed to be on Cameo because it's a bad look on us, but we might call on you sometimes and make you film a video for a special fan with cancer or something. Okay? You're only allowed to do this for like philanthropic initiatives and shit that we call on you to do, and you need to be ready to answer our beck and call whenever we ask. Yeah, I don't know. It's important. It's important that footballers not be so connected. When is it enough? You could tweet at these guys. You could tweet racial epithets at these guys and they'll see them. Is that not enough for you? You now need to pay for their time to give your son a video. I don't know. I think it's a good thing to instill, because it's got to be for children mostly. I mean, if you're an adult and you fucking get excited that Stan Collymore, former Liverpool forward, is sending you a video. I mean, Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, it's got to be for kids. And, I don't know that I want my kids to fucking twerk for some other dude. I want him to think that humans, are going to disappoint him and nobody's worth, worshiping to the extent that you should get excited that they're sending a video in addressed to you. Who's this one guy? $13. Jonathan Morley, a TikTok creator. My God, these fucking TikTok creators have no fucking souls, man. Anyway, I don't know, just the Americans in particular are just a bit weird. And again, not taken away from the football ability, obviously. Busio actually scored a goal this weekend, and Venezia, I think, won their first game of the season. I think they beat, was it Cagliari they beat? Look it up here real quick. If so, we now know who the worst team in the league is. No, Genoa, excuse me. Okay, that was probably unexpected. People probably favor Genoa on that one. So I don't know why Genoa fucking, they lost their best forward last year, and they even acquire anyone new? I don't even think so. Anyway, but it's not the point. So, look, ultimately, if you're good, you're good. It's just, anytime I hear American guys who play football speak, anytime I hear an American soccer player speak, it just reminds me of the fact that they grew up, like, that people around this part of the world, by the way, this is the same for me too. People around here, when they were kids, played soccer with coaches who would say shit like what my coach said when we were 17 this one time. He goes, right, boys, we're going to play a 2-4-4. We're all like, what? We're going to play 2 defenders? What the fuck? How's that going to work? He's like, no. 2 forwards, 4 mids, 4 defenders. We're like, sir, you're reading it in reverse. He's like, you know what I mean. I'm a baseball guy. I'm just like, I don't know. It's whatever. Like, just obviously Weston McKennie's a better footballer than anyone that's ever been on Love Island. But I hear the guys on Love Island, UK, speak, and I think, oh yeah, those guys all, I'm listening to the English national team right here. That's who this is. These guys all sound like they should be footballers. If they're not, honestly, the two things that you should be in the United Kingdom. The two things that you should be in the United Kingdom if you sound like a typical British boy is a footballer or a reality TV star. That's where all the stupid people flock to in the UK. All the stupid boys, the dumbest of the dumb, the biggest pretty boys in the entire United Kingdom who don't know how to save money, who spend their money on the dumbest shit, are footballers and reality TV stars. I've been watching Love Island kind of, not really sitting down and watching every episode, but my girlfriend's been watching it in the apartment, and I've had it on in the background, and it's kind of become that typical thing where I shit on it, and then I just get sucked into it because it's captivating TV. It's fucking captivating, dude. Now I start commenting on... Now you're seeing psychology play out in real time. It's interesting. You're seeing relationships and anthropology and fucking sociology. You're seeing it all play out, okay? Really what it is it's the social experiment where you see biology at play out in real time. Like, it's crazy. All the women want to just nest, and all the guys are keeping their options open all the time. The men all just want to fuck, and the women are just trying to find a man to be loyal to them. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Women are immediately willing to settle for anyone. They just want someone they could settle with. They're just looking to nest, and the men are all just looking to keep options open at all times, generally. You have a couple of crazy ladies that'll go on and just want to, wreck, fuck shit up, maybe a kid with, some girl who, maybe had, I don't know, who has, might have been a fat girl when she was a kid who now grew up and is hot, and so she likes the attention and so on. Maybe a pick-me girl, but for the most part, the women that go on these shows, that get cast on these shows, are looking for like someone to just chill with. They just want to have like a male, a male figure to balance energy off of on this island. That's what they want. While we're on vacation together, let's just be a couple. And the men are just kind of constantly, flipping them off and so on. And, yeah, I mean, but it's a very, Love Island is a very childish show. Like, the way these people speak is crazy. Like, it's like, they're like, they're just, first of all, it's like, who is this for? Who is the show for? Is it for people that want to live vicariously through these people and just, imagine getting to be surrounded by attractive people? Or is it that we like, we like the chaos of it. We like the dynamics of trying to find, people to nest with. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's like a satisfying element to like watching people try to nest, and then there's conflict, but the way they go about it for me isn't satisfying. Because I watch the show and I lose my mind. I hear the conversations they have with each other, and they're just saying shit like, bro, they're fucking saying shit like, so what you looking for in a man? What you looking for in a man? It's like, what? Just what kind of a fucking conversation is it? The surface level conversations that you hear people have on Love Island are they'll make your brain melt. Some dude will be like, right, yeah, so, I reckon, I do fancy you, I think she's also a great girl, but, I do fancy you. I think we could have something special. I do trust, do you trust me? Do you trust me? Do you? Yeah, right. She's like, I don't know if I trust you, because when Samantha came into the villa, you was looking at her too, and I think you're quite fit. The guy's never fit, by the way. Everyone that goes on these shows is fucking skinny fat. It's gross, but mostly. So Samantha goes, right, yeah, I don't know if I trust you, but then the guy's like, no, well, I'm a good guy. I forget what accent I'm doing here now. The guy says, yeah, listen, I'd like to explore this further. It's like they're talking about it in a very transactional nature. It's very odd. It's very weird. It's eerie almost. It's almost eerie. Hey, if we couple up, we could maybe buy a little more time here together, so that we could, increase the chances of, getting brand deals on Instagram when this is all said and done, because none of us are getting married. I think they're batting zero. I bet you like probably zero of the people that have been on the 10 seasons of that show have gotten married. But it's a great show in that it's prolific. Like they put out 60, I think, episodes per season is what I was told. I don't know if that's true, but I was told it's 60 episodes per season, 4 nights a week. Every day they're fucking putting shit out. So it's a cool show because stuff's happening in real time where, you know, if you decide one day that you're going to start fucking shit up because you've been just inconspicuous, you just got to do something crazy, and all of a sudden they have no choice but to show you because on that given day you did something crazy. Whereas oftentimes reality TV shows are shot, you know, in a block of 8 weeks, and then based on the outcome, you know, they'll choose what to expose you to. But if on a given day, some guy who's previously been completely off the grid decides to go absolutely nuts and, you know, rip his shirt off and kiss 3 girls, now people are paying attention to him, right? So that is an interesting element to it, at least, right? That it's happening live in real time, and you can, you know, you're getting live feedback in real time. It's being watched as it's happening concurrently. But it's just a very odd show. It's you know, some of the things that they're saying, man, are just again, the only word I could really come up with is just very immature. Very immature in a way that's almost like concerning. Because these are people that are so stupid they shouldn't even be on TV. They're not entertaining. What's fun is having people like, you know, just keep things real. So when you go on a date, what do you do? Like, is this how people are expected to date now? Is this how these people, maybe it is. Maybe the people that go on reality shows are so airheaded that when they go on dates, they say, what are you looking for in a man? What are you looking for? And she's like, I want someone who's confident, treats me with respect, motivated, you know, I love abs. I love abdominal muscles. But it's like just this laundry list. All right, well, what do I check? What articles on your list do I check? But then furthermore, when they list off personality traits, it's like, okay, well, none of this is relevant right now. I want someone who's loyal. Okay, not a factor. I want someone who's hardworking, not a factor. No one here is working at all, right? Like, I want someone who's career-oriented. Fuck you. Like, just shut up. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants these things. None of these are a unique factor for you. You know? None of these people are unique in that sense. So what you have to do is, right, the best way to fucking establish a connection with someone, right, on a vacation is you ask them about their life, and you start making jokes. You start, you know, gauging what you can get away with, and you start joking. That's all it is. Literally, bro. You start talking about other people. You start talking shit. You start fucking around. You ask them what they think about. Ask them who they think did 9/11 right off the bat. Boom. Just let's make it real here. Let's make it real. Let's fucking cut the bullshit. What are we doing here? Who do you think did 9/11? Did Bush know about 9/11 before it happened? If we could have that conversation immediately, we could like immediately establish whether this is going anywhere or not. We establish, okay, I'm crazy. I'm too crazy for you. You're not into the 9/11 conspiracy shit. Fine, no problem. Conversely, you could get someone who's fun, who's willing to engage you with it. All of a sudden, you got banter right away. That's another thing we always talk about. You know, we need to have banter. We need to have banter. If we don't have any banter, how are we gonna do it? And it's like, just stop talking about it. Stop talking about how there's no banter. Just fucking talk to them and be normal. Just be like, oh, you're right, yeah. Well, you're right, yeah. Yeah, you're fucking. You having another cocktail? Are you? I don't know. Just keep it light. Just be normal. Be normal. What are some things that I saw on the show? Here we go. I wrote a few things down. In particular. Okay. Right. Oh, yeah. Another great thing is these people have been together for a week. Then some girl comes on, and a guy who was seeing one girl for a week betrays her for this new girl who he didn't have when he didn't have a relationship with the other girl. And then the girls start chatting like, I don't appreciate you stealing my man. And it's like none of this is real. None of this is real. None of this matters. This is a fucking relationship of convenience. But then, through nesting with someone, you kind of probably develop naturally like some some feelings. You're horny because you can't fuck, because if you fuck, everyone sees you fuck on TV, so you're just horny all the time, probably, right? Just teasing each other, not able to fully, imagine just, sleeping in bed with someone for 2 months on a desert island and you can't bone. It's very odd. But and the other thing is also nobody's able to go in and treat it like it's a competition. Because it's a competition for money. If it's a competition, if you just can dial into your animal brain and say, let's forget everything I'm feeling. I'm going to be a pure fucking cold-blooded sociopath for this entire fucking process. We're going to be in a couple. We're going to establish a rapport with each other, and then we're just going to ride this out. That's the move. If you could repress your animalistic urge to spend time with a woman, you're probably not even going to get to fuck immediately. It's just, you ain't got it. And it's like it's almost like they have to put people that are just stupid enough on the show. If they're too smart, too calculated, they could I'll bet you that to cast people on this show, they want to make sure you're not too conniving, because if you're too conniving and too smart, you'll just have your way with everyone else. You'll just fucking dummy everyone. I feel like that would be more entertaining, honestly. It's just a fucking smart guy who's like talking about playing it like it's a game, which is what it is. And then everyone else is just like talking about he stole my man. Whatever, bro. I think it's it does bother me how captivating the show is, though. Like my sister-in-law was asking me, because we got a channel, I think that we got some streaming service, some illegal streaming service that enables us to watch like anything on earth. My sister-in-law heard about it and she's jealous. She's like, "Oh, should I watch Love Island? Is it good?" And I go, "Yeah, it's great. It's why. So don't watch it. You shouldn't watch it." Like, should I eat these Rice Krispies? No. Are they good? Yeah, they're great. That's why you shouldn't eat them. They're full of sugar. That's why they're awesome. They're fucking incredible. Should I watch Love Island? No. Is it good? Yeah, it's incredible. It's the fucking best show on television. It's incredible. It's electric. You have British people with fucking with balloon lips yelling at each other about kissing a fat boy that they had feelings for. It's incredible. It's a lot of fun. It's captivating. So don't watch it. You'll waste a ton of time and you won't feel better for it, So, yeah, I don't know. The lady that fired Daniela De Rossi lasted 3 days. 3 days, and she had to step down. I told you so. I told you so. I mean, what do they do now? Now Ivan Juric is their fucking coach. De Rossi still lives in Rome. He hasn't gone far. He's still on call. Do they call him back in now? I fucking hope to God they just make amends with him and bring him back. It'll be an awful look, but at this point the damage is already done. Like, De Rossi won. The fans voted for him. The fans wouldn't be upset if they reinstated him. If they reinstate him and he starts fucking losing games again, because Juric won the first game. I mean, now they reinstate De Rossi and they start fucking losing games again, or failing to win. It's a real tough. I don't know. Maybe just integrate him back into the team slowly. Maybe just fucking. He's still on the payroll. Maybe tell him, hey, just come have lunch with. Come have lunch with a couple of the players. You could just be. You could be a vibes guy in the room. We're paying you to do so anyway. You're rehired. Come back. We already have a contract. Same contract. Just come back to the training ground. Just be around. Just be around until this guy, who we gave a contract to until the end of the year, sees it out. Yeah. So that lady didn't have it. She wasn't cutthroat enough. If she was fucking smart and she knew what she was doing, she would have never fired him in the first place. But if she did want to fire him and accepted the consequences of it, she should have been ready to be, issued death threats. It's almost like she didn't even know who De Rossi was. It's a very weird thing that happened. It's one of the more weird things that has happened in Italian football in a very long time. Because now Roma's in a spot where, clearly the fans have spoken. They picked De Rossi over this bitch, who's now resigned. She's out. There may be an opening, right, to make amends with the guy. But it's like, well, to what end? He's been fired. He's been fired. Now it's just weird, for him to take it back. Now he would kind of be a bit of a cuck to take it back. Now just everyone's worse off for it. The club is worse off. Like truly, it's not a situation that is better for anyone at all. It's very, it's a real fuck up. And that's, basically the takeaway is, don't date Greek women. That's the takeaway. Lina Suluku is a Greek woman. And, that's what Roma get for fucking with a Greek woman. Greek women exist for one reason and one reason only, and that's to plot your demise. That's why Greek women exist. every buddy of mine I know who's dated a Greek woman, save for a few, has had his life ruined by the Greek woman. I don't know why. I don't know why, if it's a Greek thing specifically, but it seems to be. It seems to be. Maybe it's just from years of coming from stock of women who for years, generations, hundreds, maybe thousands of years have just heard about stories like Helen of Troy. They all want to ruin your life, man. They all want to fucking ruin your life. They'll call your friends. They'll try to psyop them into getting on your side. They'll try to bang your friends. It's a real problem. It's a real problem that they have. You know what they should do? Actually, we should probably just have Greek women start dating Jewish guys and convert to Judaism first, obviously, naturally, so that they could have Jewish babies. Just for Jews. Jews need to expand the dating pool a little bit so that they can grow the numbers a little. They got 15 million of them. All 15 million of those Jews need to fuck a non-Jew and double the number of Jews in the world, because every time a Jew marries a Jew, the Gentile generally should convert to Judaism. Or at least, I guess in the case of the men, half the people, okay, if there's 50 million Jews on earth and half of them are men, if all the men are allowed to marry only non-Jews who can, then convert to Judaism, thereby making them Jews. But initially, they're non-Jews who convert to Judaism. Those men have now created 7 million more Jews. Boom. Problem solved. Do that multiple times over, compound it. That's what they got to do. And then we create another, we solve another, another real critical issue, which is, how to give Greek men a break from dating Greek women all their lives. We just pair up Greek women with Jewish men, because Jewish men, they could just kind of, make enough money to keep the Greek women. A Greek woman who works and has an attitude is a real problem. At least the Jewish guys generally, save for a few schmucks, most of them will have enough money that they could just, keep the Greek woman at home, and the Greek woman can make his life a hell at home, but he's not that, unfamiliar with it, because Jewish women also have an attitude, so it kind of works. They can kind of manage it because they're a little more successful in business than the Greeks. It might make the Greek women a little happier. You buy them shiny stuff. They could do witchcraft, with their big hoop earrings and be happy about it. And, it maybe chills them out a little bit. And then conversely, you get Jewish women to date Greek men. And, the Jewish women might shame the Greek men into action a little bit. Hey, spring into action, buddy. Stop sitting around smoking cigarettes all the time. Stop collecting government money. Stop reading about history. And, time to go make some money. I need a manicure. Jewish women have an attitude, but it's not like Greek women attitude, because Greek women attitude is basically just, I'll just ruin your life. Jewish women attitude is, what have you done for me lately? That's the difference. I think each side could benefit from it. Real simply put, I think it's great all around. Historical people merge. That's what we're going to have to start doing now. Okay. The third world is coming. Make no mistake. Okay. The third world, okay, where people eat with hands is coming. People that eat with their hands are coming. They're not stopping fucking. They're fucking more and more and more than ever. The only way that we have a chance to survive, if you view yourself as a more sophisticated, old-standing society that wants to maintain its viability long-term, is we're going to have to start interfucking. We're going to have to start interfucking and become Greek Jews. That's the problem is all the Greeks are probably are racist toward the Jews. And so, yeah. Enjoy the fall. We're going to have some fun stuff probably coming in the next week or two, because I'll be going to Vegas. By the time this is out, I'll be in Vegas. I'm going there for Skankfest, the biggest comedy festival in the world. I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to be around there. It'll be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll get to, if there's anyone that we know down there that's down for a pod, maybe we'll get to do something. If not, it'll, hopefully there'll be some fun stories to recount. So stay tuned. Please hit sub if you're new. Much love. Toss a like on the video. It helps us. And if you're listening, just leave a rating on this thing, on the audio platform you're listening to this on. Helps us out a great deal. Share this with people. That always helps. Thank you. Much love. Alla prossima. Ciao.